What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Fight Club. This is episode 2 of WMMA, and we are getting ready for our first show. Well, not first show of the month, because the first month was January, but our first show of the year, and our very first show ever, so it's going to be good. Let's go ahead and look at the show real quick. I know I said in the last episode that I was going to book the show on screen, but I did actually. I recorded it and everything, but it went on a little bit longer than I would have wanted to because I had to actually go ahead and hire some more people because there's a thing, like we'll click on this one right here. And for instance, this is our number 1 and our number 2 ranked heavyweights, or number 3, excuse me. And it's not considered a main event show, so I went ahead and I tried to hire some main eventers, which is why this guy, Stan Blackheath, it says potentially main eventing. I guess I should have looked up main eventers. That might have been my mistake, but I'm hoping it's not going to have such of a big problem here because, well, we don't really have main eventers, so let's hope it doesn't affect us too much. But we got all our matches here. We're going to do that today, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a preview of what the shows look like beforehand. I have gone ahead and downloaded an editing software as well, so hopefully there is some music playing over this because I haven't figured it all out yet, but I'm going to be playing around with that a little bit here, and hopefully I can figure it all out. That way we can actually, show a little bit more off in this game and cut out some of the loading and all that. That way the episodes don't take forever. Okay, I'm trying to find something specifically. Broadcast team, that's what I'm looking for. We have one broadcaster. He doesn't have a picture, but I was going to say we can be a broadcaster, but he's actually got really good skills. Like, okay, it doesn't show us his skills no more for some reason, but he had some pretty good skills for, being, I guess, a rookie, because I think he actually started in 2002. So some great skills, so hopefully he'll help us out there a little bit. And, yeah. I guess one thing I can go over before we get into the show is, I don't know if I can really show it here, but I guess hold on, let's try to do add show real quick. I'm not going to make a show, but I want to show off this real quick. So we can hold our events anywhere, I guess, but of course we're going to stick with Florida because that's where we're kind of at right now. It's regulated here, which, real quick, regulated means, there's drug tests and other causes like ringside, medical staffs, all that. It's mandatory. Commission, they can block matchups as well if they don't want to see those, which, thank God, they didn't block any of my matchups. Unregulated means that we can run shows, but local commission has no say in how the show is ran, and then illegal means that, well, we can't run shows there. Out of curiosity, I want to see if there's anyone that is illegal. Unregulated in Japan, but I don't see anywhere that's illegal. It is kind of cool to see that there are some unregulated areas though. So, but I didn't make any title matches or anything. This first show is going to be kind of like to test the rankings and kind of who wins like these 2 matches. Or not these 2, but the 2 heavyweight matches. Whoever wins these will most likely fight each other at the next show to determine our heavyweight champion, so on and so forth. It's really just to kind of see how the ranking system goes, because the way I like to work it is it doesn't matter if you're ranked number 1. Just because you're number 1 and number 2 doesn't mean... Well, number 1 is usually the champion, so just because you're number 2 doesn't mean you're the number 1 contender in my mind. It goes off of who also has been impressing me and who has a lot of momentum and a win streak going on and all that, because I'm not about to give a title shot to someone who lost. With that being said, I am going to adjust the mic just a little bit here, so you might hear it room around. And let's go ahead and get ready for our first show of the night, or first show of the year. This should be interesting, because the way this game runs is it kind of gives us a play-by-play analysis of what's going on, or kind of like the favorites and what's happening in the match and so on and so forth. So let's We're going to watch all of it. It's, of course, our show, so we're watching the pre-show. We're watching all the matches, even the prelims, and the post-show. That's probably going to be this entire episode because, believe it or not, these shows can go on for a little while, and it also has a lot of talking. So let's continue. If you hear a lot of clicking, it's because I'm pressing the space bar because I just find it easier than just to click the mouse pad. So that if you hear the space bar being clicked a lot, that's just what it is because it advances pretty much. So I'm going to take a quick drink here. I'm already kind of parched. Drinking Monster is probably not the best idea to try and keep yourself. I probably sound really close to the mic there because I was reaching for water. Try to keep yourself hydrated, so we are going to grab some water, like I already did. Anyway, welcome to Blurcat's pre-show analysis of Fight Club. Why does it say Fight Club 2? Shouldn't it say Fight Club 1? Whatever. Blackheath versus Burnett. Being held in Florida. This is the first Fight Club show of 2002. We're due to have 6 main fights plus 2 preliminary bouts. On top, we have Stan Blackheath, 24-11, taking on Tay Burnett, 9-0 in the Fight Club heavyweight fight. We'll also see Fight Club's number 3 ranked flyweight, the unpredictable Phoebe Bergman makes her Fight Club debut. Everybody makes their Fight Club debut. As does Chuck the Laughing Man Dooley, the Arizona Strangler Hunter Scribbins, and Sly Bully Boy Twinge. So our first match we're going to talk about is the main event, Stan the Man Blackheath versus Tay Burnett. Both fighters first time headlining a big show. Blackheath is number 2 ranked in the heavyweight in Fight Club, Burnett number 4. First time they're fighting each other. Both fighters are making their Fight Club debut, and Burnett is the big favorite to win here tonight, surprise. 7-0 favor for him. Then we have the Arizona Strangler, Hunter Scribbins, taking on Federico Vergara. Scribbins ranked number 3 in the middleweight division. Vergara is number 4. First time they're fighting each other. Vergara has a 5-inch reach advantage, and both fighters also making their Fight Club debut. A 4-3 favor for Scribbins. Then we have the unpredictable Phoebe Bergman taking on Luis Griffin. Griffin ranked number 2 in Fight Club. Bergman number 3. First time they're fighting each other, both making their debut, and a 6-1 favor for Bergman. And then we have Sly Bully Boy Twinge taking on Chuck the Laughing Man Dooley. Twinge ranked at number 1. Dooley ranked number 3 in the heavyweight division of Fight Club. First time they're fighting each other, both fighters making their debut, and we have a 6-1 favor for Dooley. And then we have the fighter's fighter, Aiden Weinstein taking on Kelv Bender. Weinstein ranked number 7, Bender ranked number 9. First time they're fighting each other, both making their debut as well. 4-3 favor for Bender. And then we have Captain Marvel, Mortimer Greenfeld, taking on Reggie the Rockstar Pirate Barbera. Greenfeld ranked number 6 in the middleweight. Barbera is ranked number 9. First time they're fighting each other, both making their debut as well. 5-2 favor for Greenfeld. Then we have Chip Warburton taking on Edward Polson. Warburton's number 10 in Fight Club in the middleweight division. Polson, number 11. First time they're fighting each other, and both fighters making their debut. 5-2 favor for Warburton, And then finally, our opening match of the night, we'll see Shannon the Rash Palmer taking on Nicola Tyler. Palmer ranked at number 5, and Tyler ranked at number 9 in the flyweight division in Fight Club. First time they're fighting each other, both making their debut, and a 7-0 favor for Palmer. So that ends the pre-show analysis. I got to press close on this one, actually. And we get ready for our first match between Shannon the Rash Palmer and Nicola Tyler. Our referee of the bout will be Harry A. Bierce. Shannon Palmer, 26 years old, stands at 5'6", weighed in 125 pounds from Hialeah, Florida. She's a hometown tonight. Pro record of 7-2, specializes in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. She's considered the favorite in this match as she takes on Nicola Tyler, 28 years old, stands at 5'6", weighed in at 125 pounds from Indianapolis, Indiana. A pro record of 4-5, has a wrestling background. Both superstars representing no team. Our judges are I almost said Henry A. Bierce, the referee. Judges are Edward Wild, Milhouse Twain, and Christina Shaw. And there's a roar from the crowd as Palmer enters. She is from around here. And the fight begins. Tyler comes in looking for a takedown. The takedown is successful. Palmer pulls guard. Tyler peppers Palmer's with the small strikes, making sure to keep very tight and not give her any room to work with. Palmer attempts to secure an arm. Tyler gets caught up in an armbar and has no choice but to tap out. Just like that, it's over. Shannon Palmer takes the victory by way of submission. Good God. Our official results, Shannon the Rash Palmer defeating Nicola Tyler by submission with armbar in 1:03 in round 1. Fight being rated as good. The hometown hero comes in and makes easy work of Nicola. Let's see what we've got afterwards. Shannon Palmer thanks her sponsors and all her fans, and she celebrates her Fight Club debut victory and says that she's already looking forward to her next fight. All right, we got next Chip Warburton taking on Edward Polson. As soon as it wants to load. Here we go. It's our last preliminary fight of the night. It's in the middleweight division. Chip, 22 years old, stands at 5'11", weighed in at 185 pounds from Celebration, Florida. Has a pro record of 1-0, a brawling background. He's considered the favorite in this matchup as he takes on Edward Polson, who's 21 years old, 6'1", so I believe he's got a good 3-inch reach. Not entirely sure, but he's definitely got a bit of a reach over his opponent here tonight. Weighed in at 185 pounds from Pompano Beach, Florida. Both superstars, or I guess fighters, from Florida. So state heroes, I guess. I don't know. 1-0 as well, so both superstars are undefeated with one victory on their record. So one's going to suffer their first loss tonight while one continues to go undefeated. Edward also has a Taekwondo background, so let's go ahead and get started in this fight. William Yeats will be the referee. Our judges at cage side are Milhouse Twain, Christina Shaw, and Gregory C. James. Both fighters get a good reaction during their entrances. They're both fighting in front of a hometown crowd. And we're underway. Warburton attacks with strikes. Polson hits a jab in the exchange. Warburton throws a quick 1-2 but doesn't land either blow, and the two fighters come forward and engage. Warburton misses a left hook and leaves himself open to be countered with a jab and a solid right hand. Warburton comes forward, looking to force a striking exchange. Polson throws a counter jab but misses. Warburton fails to find a home for his jab, but then he lands a left hand. Both fighters meet in the center. Polson misses a jab but hits a right cross. Warburton is off target with a right jab but hits a left cross. An exchange of strikes happens right in the center of the cage, but nothing happens. Both fighters meet in the center. Polson slips past a left hook and counters with a right hook. The two fighters engage once again. There's a quick exchange of strikes, but nothing manages to land at anything significant. Polson throws a right head kick, but doesn't make contact. Warburton finds his left cross blocked. We've now passed the halfway mark in this round. They've come together to strike, but neither fighter does any damage. They engage in the center. Polson lands a left kick to the ribcage. Warburton nails a left cross. They come together and strike. Polson misses a right hook and gets countered with a nice right hand. Both fighters step in to strike. Warburton slips past the right hook attempt and attacks with a good left hand. Shoulders hunched, Polson studies his opponent, looking for an opportunity. And now we have 1 minute left in the round. Both fighters meet in the center. Polson misses with a right cross that leaves him open to a counter. Warburton attacks with a great left hook. And once again, they come together and strike. Polson misses a right cross that leaves him wide open to counter. Warburton cleans with the left hand. Closes in on Polson, looking to unleash some strikes. Polson appeared to be going to try and get close, but Warburton took the initiative first. And now he throws a punch, but Polson avoids it. And round 1 is brought to an end as time runs out. I'd have to go and say that was a 10-9 round for Warburton. And there's the bell as round number 2 begins. There's an exchange of strikes, but nothing really gets through. Warburton attacks with strikes. Polson hits a jab in the exchange. Warburton throws a quick 1-2, but doesn't land either blow. And for the first time, Warburton is starting to breathe a little heavier. The two fighters stand and trade strikes. Neither lands a significant blow in the exchange. Both fighters move in and engage. Polson slips past the left hook attempt and attacks with a left jab and a solid right hand. Now the two fighters go toe-to-toe with strikes, but the flurry ends without any real damage, or any real damaging shots landing. Polson dodges the left hand and counterattacks with a left jab and a right hook that is ducked. We are now at the halfway point of the round. Two fighters come forward and engage. Warburton misses a big left hand, putting him off balance and allowing Polson to attack with a left hand. Taking a few big gulps of breath, Polson is given the first hint that he's starting to tire a touch. Both fighters come together and strike. Warburton misses a left cross that leaves him wide open to counter. Polson comes in with a left kick to the ribs. And now they engage in the center. Warburton slips past the right hook attempt and attacks with the right cross. Engaging in the center once again. Two fighters strike, without success though. Polson has a right hook blocked. Warburton tries a left hand but gets absorbed in his opponent's gloves. Warburton is now starting to have to push himself, and his corner is responding by urging him a little louder. The two fighters engage. Polson finds a good angle and lands a nice 1-2. Warburton scores a right hook. Now we have 1 minute remaining in the round. Two fighters engage. Polson dodges the left hand and counters with a kick to the lead leg. They engage in the center. Warburton misses a big left hand, putting him off balance and allowing Polson to attack with a right hand. And Warburton looks to have been cut above his eyes. Blood is trickling down. And that's time. That's the end of round 2 there. And I think Polson took that round. 10-9 on my scorecard. And with 1 round remaining, I think they're dead even. The corner goes to work between rounds, trying to close the cut on Warburton. And here we go. Last round. Two fighters engage. Polson doesn't connect with the left jab and also comes up short on a body kick. Warburton doesn't find the mark with a left hook. Two fighters engage. Polson slips past a left hook and counters with a left jab and a solid right hand. Polson appears to be feeling a little fatigued for the first time in this fight. His hands are starting to lower just a fraction. They stand and trade blows, but neither can land anything damaging. Warburton looks very tired out there. I think he's deep in his gas tank right now. Both fighters move in and engage. Polson counters a left hand with a kick to the lead leg. Warburton doesn't look like he has much left in the tank. Both fighters move in and engage. Polson uses a left jab but misses a right hook. Warburton nails a left cross. And Polson looks very tired out there. There's an exchange of strikes at relatively close range, but nothing really lands. We move into the second half of the round. Both fighters step in to strike. Polson lands a left jab but misses with a right hand. Warburton connects cleanly with the left hand. The two fighters engage with strikes, but neither lands anything worthwhile. Both fighters step in to strike. Polson finds a good angle and lands a nice 1-2. Warburton connects cleanly with the left hand. The two fighters engage. Warburton misses a left hook and gets countered with a jab and a low kick that narrowly misses. We move into the final 60 seconds of this round. They come together and strike. Neither fighter manages to find the target in an exchange of strikes. Polson misses with a left jab and also has a right hook blocked. Warburton tries a left hook but misses. An exchange of strikes happens right in the center of the cage, but nothing comes out of it. And time runs out. That's the end of the fight. And I definitely say that was 10-9 in favor of Warburton. The ring announcers now giving the official scores. All 3 judges give a 29-28, making Chip Warburton the winner by unanimous decision, handing Edward Polson his first loss. Fight being rated as decent. Okay. Chip Warburton name checks all his sponsors and thanks all his fans who turned out to support him, and he celebrates winning his debut fight for Fight Club. So here we go. This is the start of the main show with our first match of the night. And I already forgot the names. First of the main fights is Captain Marvel, Mortimer Greenfeld, going head-to-head with Reggie the Rockstar Pirate Barbera. Mortimer, 19 years old, he certainly doesn't look it, stands at 6'1", weighed in at 185 pounds from Reno, Nevada, a pro record of 2-0, has a mixed martial arts background. He's considered the favorite in this match as he takes on Reggie the Rockstar Pirate Barbera, who's 22 years old, stands at 6'3", with a good 2-inch advantage over his opponent, weighed in at 185 pounds. From Dallas, Texas, a pro record of 1-0, both stars undefeated here tonight, has a mixed martial arts background, and he represents the Mean Machines team. Referee will be Harry A. Bierce. Our judges are Edward Wild, Milhouse Twain, and Christina Shaw. And there's the opening bell. We start with a touch of gloves. Nice respect. Barbera uses a right jab but misses with a vicious left hand. Moves in closer, looking to open up and attack. Lands 2 right hands and then catches Greenfeld with a left hook. Barbera confidently comes in closer. It looked like we were about to see Greenfeld try and get some grappling started, but Barbera was more aggressive and took the initiative. Hits a right jab now and then lands a left hand. Barbera closes the distance, obviously looking to strike. Lands a right hand and then hits a nice straight left. Greenfeld chooses to shoot in on Barbera. He has the takedown. It's a single leg and Barbera has to pull guard. Perhaps wary of submissions, Greenfeld keeps extremely tight to Barbera and peppers him with short punches. Greenfeld leans back to avoid a couple of wild swings from Barbera. Time slips away as Greenfeld successfully keeps Barbera stuck against the ground, and now begins to try to pass guard as he gets better and get a better position. He does so excellently, getting past the guard and into side control. Greenfeld keeps Barbera guessing with a few strikes. Barbera tries to move guard, but Greenfeld doesn't allow it. Greenfeld pounds away on Barbera, but doesn't do much damage. Barbera tries to transition to guard, but can't manage it. Greenfeld throws a few strikes, but they are without venom. Barbera tries to transition to guard, but can't manage it again. Greenfeld pounds away, doesn't do much damage, and round 1 comes to an end. And I gotta say, Greenfeld must have took that round 10-9 on my scorecard. We go ready for round 2. Barbera hits a right hand, but his big left hand follows up and misses. And he can't connect with the setup strikes, but then hits a nice straight left. Now without taking too much damage, Greenfeld is able to clinch with Barbera. Tries to wrestle Barbera backward and up against the cage, and he achieves it, pinning Barbera to the cage. Showing how good he can be at controlling his opponents, Greenfeld keeps Barbera stuck against the cage. A full minute elapsed with very little happening other than some short punches and some posturing. Greenfeld looks to try to maintain control via his wrestling skills, but Barbera works enough space that he can pull clear and circle out. Barbera lands a right hand and then a left hand. We move into the second half of this round. Barbera motions for Greenfeld to come on and fight. And there's a takedown attempt from Greenfeld. Greenfeld has the takedown. Barbera pulls half guard, and Greenfeld fires off a few punches as he catches his breath. Looking to catch his breath, Greenfeld is content to just throw a couple of punches to the body. Barbera works some separation, then tries to quickly scramble his way into a better position. Greenfeld is too quick, though, and grabs side control before Barbera can get out. We now have 1 minute remaining in the round. Greenfeld pounds away, but Barbera calmly deals with him. Greenfeld blocks an attempt to pull guard, pounds away on Barbera, but doesn't do much damage. Barbera tries to move on guard, but Greenfeld doesn't allow it, and round 2 is brought to an end as time runs out. 10-9 in favor for Greenfeld that time again. And by my scorecard, Barbera really needs a finish in this final round or he will lose this fight. And it's the final round. We're back underway. A punch from Barbera fails to land. Greenfeld seizes the chance and grabs Barbera into a clinch. Getting underhooks, Greenfeld looks for a takedown. He lifts his opponent and drives him down with a Greco-Roman slam. Barbera pulls guard. Greenfeld lies on top of Barbera, basically smothering him. In guard, Greenfeld begins to work past the side control. Barbera was ready for the pass attempt, though, and starts scrambling immediately. The scramble sees Barbera up first, only to be grabbed in the waistlock from behind. Greenfeld looks to drag Barbera down while holding him from behind, gets the takedown with apparent ease. Barbera could do nothing to stop it. Barbera winds up on his hands and knees, Greenfeld above. Taking advantage of a pause, Barbera scrambles back up, but Greenfeld gets back control. And to the crowd's delight, Greenfeld goes for a German suplex. Barbera tries to block it, but Greenfeld isn't going to be denied and hits the German suplex. Good God, Greenfeld's exciting. Greenfeld gets side control off the suplex, fires away with punches, but Barbera doesn't take any undue damage. Tries to pull guard on Greenfeld, but doesn't get anywhere with the attempt. Greenfeld throws a few strikes, but clearly isn't slowing things down so that he can catch his... Or, excuse me, let me repeat that sentence. He clearly is slowing things down so that he can catch his breath. Barbera tries to pull guard on Greenfeld, but doesn't get anywhere with the attempt. Greenfeld unloads with right hands, but doesn't do a great deal of damage. Blocks an attempt to pull guard, throws a few right hands to the body. Barbera tries to move to guard, but Greenfeld doesn't allow it. Greenfeld pounds away on Barbera, but doesn't do much damage. Barbera tries to pull guard, but Greenfeld doesn't get anywhere with the attempt. Greenfeld unloads with some right hands, but Barbera deals with them comfortably, and we reach time limit, and the fight is over. I think we all know who won this fight. Definitely a 10-9 favor, and for Greenfeld, and the official scores are now being reported. All three judges give a score of 30-27. Captain Marvel Mortimer Greenfeld wins by unanimous decision. The dude did a German suplex. How did he get a decent fight? That should have been at least an excellent fight. Calm down. Okay. Mortimer Greenfeld thanks all his sponsors and his fans. He's then asked who he'd like to face next, and he answers that Wes Hirsch is a great fighter and someone he'd like to test himself against. This was a solid performance from a marketable fighter. And look at that. We get our first challenge. Greenfeld wants Wes Hirsch. We might have our fight for our next show. But that's next show. We still got to get through this show. And next we got the fighter's fighter, Aiden Weinstein, taking on Kelv Bender. Weinstein, 24 years old, stands at 5'9", weighed in at 155 pounds, from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, a hometown boy. Pro record of 4-2, specializes in kickboxing. He's considered the underdog in this match, as he takes on Kelv Bender, who is 18 years old, stands at 5'7", gives up a good 2 inches to his opponent. Weighed in at 155 pounds, from Garland, Texas, has a pro record of 1-0. This is only his second fight. A boxing background, and he represents no team as well. Harry A. Bierce is the referee for this fight. Our cage-side judges are Gregory C. James, Reginald Woodhouse, and Edward Wild. About the fight in front of a home crowd, Weinstein, unsurprisingly, gets a loud ovation from the crowd as he makes his entrance. The fight begins. They exchange in a few strikes, but nothing significant lands. Weinstein comes in to engage. Misses with a big right hand, allowing Bender to counter with a left hand. Weinstein comes in looking to strike. Misses with a right cross that leaves him open to counter. Bender attacks with a left jab and a left hook to the body. Bender lets Weinstein step in, ready to counter. Weinstein lands a left jab but has his right hand taken on the gloves. Bender uses a left jab and also a left hook to the body. Moving forward, Weinstein looks to strike, but Bender stands ready. Weinstein scores with a left hook. Bender scores with a left hook to the side of the body. Stepping in, Weinstein looks to engage. Misses with a big right hand, allowing Bender to counter with a quick left jab and a left to the body. Bender stands ready as Weinstein moves in. Bender counters a right hand with a jab and a left to the body. Weinstein comes in to engage. Bender dodges a right hand and counterattacks with a left jab and a right cross. Jeez, Bender is just schooling Weinstein right now. We've now passed the halfway mark. Weinstein moves in to strike. Misses with a big right hand, putting him off balance and allowing Bender to attack with a right hook. Once again now Weinstein comes into exchange. Misses again with a right hook, gets countered with a jab and a right hand that landed cleanly. Good God, Weinstein's getting beat up hard. Moving forward though, Weinstein looks to strike. Bender stands ready. Weinstein is off target with the left jab but scores with the right hook. Bender uses a left jab but has a right hand absorbed on the gloves. Weinstein comes in looking to strike, misses a right hook, and leaves himself open to be countered with a solid right hand. We have 1 minute remaining in the round. Two fighters engage with strikes, but neither can land anything significant. Moving forward, Weinstein looks to attack. Bender stands ready, slips past the right hook and counters with the left hook to the side of the body, and round 1 is brought to an end as time runs out. Definitely a 10-9 favor for Bender there. As round 2 begins, stepping in, Weinstein looking to engage. Misses with a right hook, leaves himself open to be countered with a nice left hand, and Weinstein once again comes in to look to... He's like the little engine that could. He just doesn't give up. Misses a right cross that leaves him open to counter. Bender attacks with a quick left jab and a left hand to the body. And now Bender lets Weinstein step in and engage. Misses with a left jab but connects with the right hand, though. Good for Weinstein. Bender hits a couple of jabs and also connects with the right hand. Weinstein steps in to strike. Hits a left cross. Bender nails a vicious right cross, and Weinstein wobbles, then falls. Bender senses victory and starts to unload with punches. Bender fires away, and Weinstein is eating powerful shot after powerful shot. The referee jumps in and saves Weinstein from taking any more shots, and the winner by TKO is Kelv Bender, going 2-0 in his professional career. Although fight being rated as average. Beat a hometown guy here tonight. Kelv Bender name-checks all his sponsors and thanks all his fans who turned out to support him. Asked who he wants next, he demands a fight with Gene Oakley. Kelv Bender is a charismatic talker and really knows how to sell himself. So looks like we got yet another fight. Another challenge put out there. Oh boy, this is one of those matches that really matters though, because one of these guys could potentially be our very first ever heavyweight champion. What do we got? What do we got? Sly the Bully Boy Twinge competing against Chuck the Laughing Man Dooley. Sly is 26 years old, stands at 6'2", and weighed in at 252 pounds. From Denver, Colorado, he has a pro record of 10-0, undefeated in his career. Specializes in close quarters grappling. He's considered the underdog in this fight as he takes on Chuck the Laughing Man Dooley. 27 years old, stands at 6'4", good 2 inches above his opponent. Weighed in at a 48 pounds, so he gives up, I'd say about, is it 4 pounds? I want to say it's 4 pounds, right? 4 pounds to his opponent? Whatever, who cares? He's from Toronto, Canada. Pro record of 9-0, so someone's losing their undefeated record here tonight. Has a wrestling background, and also represents no team. Refereeing this bout will be Kyle Crisp. Our cage-side judges are Gregory C. James, Reginald Woodhouse, and Edward Wild. And the fight begins. Twinge can't connect with a jab, but hits with nice straight right. A jab is wide from Twinge, but then he catches Dooley with a crunching right hook. Dooley appeared to be trying to get in close, but Twinge took the initiative first. Throws a punch, but Dooley avoids it. Dooley comes in looking for a takedown. Twinge gets taken down by single leg and has to pull guard. Dooley pounds away on Twinge, Dooley pounds away, but Twinge deals with the blows fairly easy. Dooley leans back to avoid a couple of wild swings from Twinge. Fires off a few punches, but they aren't thrown with any great force. Twinge tries to catch Dooley with the punch, but is not on target. And now Dooley pounds away on Twinge, eats a few big strikes there. Dooley throws a few strikes, but is clearly slowing things down so that he can think. Now he attempts to pass guard. He does so excellently, getting past the guard and into side control. Dooley pounds away on Twinge but doesn't do much damage. Dooley blocks Twinge as he transitions to guard, and we're into the final minute of the round. Dooley throws a few right hands to the body, pounds away on Twinge, landing several good shots in the process. Dooley pounds away with right hands but doesn't do much damage, and time runs out of round 1. And I gotta say, I think Dooley took that that round 10-9 on my scorecard. We're back underway. Twinge can't connect with a jab and then hits a nice straight right that lands hard. Can't set up for a left jab but then scores with a right cross that landed hard as well. A jab is wide from Twinge, but he hits a nice straight right. And Twinge cannot connect with a jab but then scores with a right cross that landed hard. Got some hard shots coming in here. Twinge throws a punch, but Dooley was equal to it. Dooley seizes the chance and grabs Twinge into a clinch. Clinch with Twinge. Dooley tries to take him down, and the takedown doesn't work. Twinge blocked it, and then he takes control of the grapple. And now Twinge attempts to wrestle Dooley to the ground. It doesn't work, though. Dooley defended against it well. Twinge once again trying to take Dooley down. Can't get Dooley down to the ground, though. And now Dooley out-wrestles Twinge, gets himself into a better position in the grapple. Looking to muscle Twinge back up against the cage, and he achieves it, pinning Twinge to the cage. Dooley now traps Twinge up against the cage, using double underhooks for control. They remain there, hitting each other with short punches for about a minute. Dooley looks to try and maintain control via his wrestling skills, but Twinge works enough space that he can pull clear and circle out. The end of the round is coming quick. There's under a minute left. Twinge is still moving well, but he's definitely breathing a little deeper now. Dooley chooses to shoot it on Twinge. Twinge sprawls well, preventing the takedown and moves out of range. Dooley comes forward, willing to take a few shots as long as he can get close enough to wrestle. Twinge throws a punch, but Dooley was equal to it. Dooley seizes the chance and grabs Twinge into a clinch. Dooley controlling the grapple with Twinge, tries to scoop him up for a slam. Twinge defends it well, though, and slips away from Dooley. And round 2 expires. Again, this time I'd say I'd have to get the round to Twinge, apparently. 10-9 there. We now go into the final round with everything still to fight for. And it's the final round. We're back underway. Twinge fails to find a home for his jab, but then lands a big right hand. Dooley looking very tentative, pokes out a quick jab that hits. A punch from Twinge fails to land. Dooley chooses to shoot it on Twinge. The takedown is successful. Twinge pulls guard. Dooley smothers Twinge with his body by pushing forward and down, fires away with punches, and Twinge is stung by several big shots. Dooley fires away with punches, but does little in the way of damage. Twinge tries to pull Dooley in close and pepper him with short strikes, but can't. Dooley fires off a few punches, but they aren't thrown with any great force. Deflects a couple of punches that Twinge threw from below, and now Twinge is controlled against the ground, unable to shift Dooley off him. Dooley unloads some right hands. Twinge deals with them comfortably. Deflects a couple of punches that Twinge threw from below, and the referee decides that there's a lack of progress being made, so he stands them back up. Dooley is starting to slow down a touch, perhaps conserving a little energy. Twinge fails to find a home for his jab, but then lands a big right hand. We move into the final 60 seconds of the round. Twinge confidently moves in closer, looking to throw some strikes. A jab is wide from Twinge, but he lands a right hand. Twinge fails to find a home for his jab, but then catches Dooley with a stunning right hook. And he's down! Dooley falls to the ground, and Twinge starts pounding away on Dooley, looking to finish him off. Twinge pounds away on Dooley, landing several great shots that rack him. And Dooley appears to go limp, and referee Kyle Greffs dives in and pulls Twinge away, and it's all over. Wow! Last couple seconds of the round, and the underdog, Sly Bully Boy Twinge, #1 rated in our division, I might add, pulls out the victory. Sly Twinge takes the victory by way of knockout. And there we have our official result. Sly Bully Boy Twinge going over Chuck the Laughing Man Dooley by knockout in round 3, 4 minutes 35 seconds. Fight being rated as great. So Sly continues his undefeated record, going 11-0. Chuck the Laughing Man Dooley stopped 9-1. Sly Twinge thanks all his sponsors for backing him, and then he also thanks his family, friends, and supporters. Visibly delighted, Sly Twinge celebrates starting his Fight Club career with a win. That was a good fight. So moving on next, we've got the unpredictable. As soon as it loads, that's all I saw was unpredictable. The unpredictable Phoebe Bergman taking on Louise Griffin. Phoebe, 28 years old, stands at 5'8", weighed in at 125 pounds, from Jacksonville, Florida, representing the home state here. A pro record of 9-5. She has a kickboxing background, and she's considered the favorite. Louise, 30 years old, stands at 5'6", a good 2 inches below her opponent. Weighed in at 125 pounds, From Memphis, Tennessee, she has a pro record of 6-3 and a striking background. Our referee is going to be Kyle Crisp. Judges are Reginald Woodhouse, Edward Wild, and Millhouse Twain. And there's a roar from the crowd as Bergman enters. She is from around here. And our fight begins. The fighters touch gloves. Two fighters come forward and engage. Bergman misses a right cross that leaves her open to a counter. Griffin attacks with a right jab and a left hook that is avoided last second. They engage in the center. Griffin misses with a big right hand, allowing Bergman to counter with a right hook. Both fighters come together and strike. Bergman misses a big right hand, putting her off balance and allowing Griffin to attack her with a jab and a right roundhouse kick to the body. Now Griffin stalks forward, pressuring Bergman. Bergman hit a counter left hand. Griffin throws a 1-2, but Bergman was equal to it. And now comes forward, walking down Bergman, avoids a jab and is able to move into the pocket. A jab lands from Griffin, but Bergman dodges that roundhouse kick to the body. They come together and trade leather, but neither fighter really does any damage. Both fighters move in and engage. Bergman counters a short body kick with a good right hook. Scores with a weak flicked right hand jab, though. Griffin throws a quick 1-2, but doesn't land either blow. Steps forward in a striking exchange and begins. Bergman lands a left hand in the exchange, and a jab lands from Griffin, but her big left hand follows up and misses. Moving forward constantly, Griffin is pressuring Bergman. Bergman hits a pair of jabs in the exchange. Griffin can't connect with her setup strikes, but then she hits a nice straight left. And now comes in looking forward to force a striking exchange. Bergman throws a counter jab but misses. A 1-2 from Griffin lands, and they engage in the center. Bergman misses a right cross that leaves her wide open to the counter. Griffin comes in with a jab and a left cross that just misses. And now Bergman comes in looking for a takedown. The takedown is unsuccessful, though, as Griffin sprawls to block it and then steps back to safety. And time is up. That's the end of round one. That was a very close round, but I gotta say, I gotta give that one to Griffin. Here we go, round two. Fighters now come forward and engage. Bergman is off target with a left jab, but lands a low kick. Griffin lands a 1-2. They stand and trade in the center of the cage, but neither fighter gives or takes any real damage. And now they engage in the center. Bergman lands a left jab, but misses with the right hand. Griffin lands a right hook. They come together and strike. Griffin misses with a big left hand, allowing Bergman to counter with a good right hook. Now they engage in the center. Griffin misses a left hook and gets countered with a right hand that landed cleanly. And now comes forward and the two fighters starts trading blow. Bergman lands a left hand in the exchange. Griffin misses with all the strikes in a combo that ended with a low kick to the legs. Taking a few gulps of breath, Griffin is given the first hint that she's starting to tire and touch. We go past the halfway point of this round. The two combatants meet in the center and start to strike. Griffin hits a jab but can't hit a left cross. Bergman lands a 1-2. They engage in the center. Bergman is off target with a left jab and lands a left kick. Griffin hits a right roundhouse kick to the body. Both fighters come together and strike. Both fighters strike, but nobody manages to land. Griffin misses with the left hand. Bergman is off target with a left jab and also can't hit a right cross. Two fighters come forward and engage. Griffin misses a jab but hits a left hand. Bergman hits a jab but misses with the right hand. Griffin initiates an exchange of strikes. Bergman hit a counter left. Griffin throws a two-punch combo, but Bergman avoids both of them. And the end of the round is coming quick. There's under a minute left. Both fighters step in the strike. Griffin misses with the big left hand, allowing Bergman to counter with a good right hand. Stalks forward, pressuring Bergman. Griffin moves into the pocket, looking to pressure Bergman some more. Throws a two-punch combo, but Bergman avoids both. And there's a takedown attempt from Bergman. A great sprawl from Griffin prevents the takedown. And round two is brought to an end as time runs out. And I'd have to say 10-9 in favor for Bergman that time around. And with one round remaining, I think they're dead even. It's the final round and we're back underway. Two fighters engage with strikes, but neither can land a significant shot. Both fighters meet in the center. Griffin misses a jab but hits a left cross. Bergman hits a left jab and also lands a leg kick. Now Bergman is starting to slow down at times, perhaps conserving a little energy. And a little fatigue may be creeping in for Griffin, as she is starting to move noticeably more slowly now. They engage in the center. Griffin misses a big left hand, putting her off balance and allowing Bergman to attack with a kick to her lead leg. Now Bergman grabs Griffin, who looks shattered, and pulls her into a clinch. Griffin tries to reap a leg with a sharp sweep in order to trip her to the floor. Griffin doesn't get it, though, and Bergman blocked any attempt to move on her. And now Griffin looks for a trip takedown. Griffin doesn't get it. Bergman instead wrestles her way into controlling the grapple. And looking to take this fight to the ground, Bergman now tries to pull Griffin into her guard. The attempt is successful. Griffin is sucked down to the ground with her. Bergman tries a sweep from guard. Unbalances Griffin with a messy elevator sweep, giving her the opportunity to scramble. The scramble results in Griffin being on her back and pulling guard. In guard, Bergman begins to work past side control. passes the side control but doesn't have time to secure the position before Griffin starts scrambling. The scramble ends with Griffin grabbing Bergman and shoving her up against the cage. We go past the halfway point of this round. Griffin tries to dirty box Bergman, but she wrestles free and circles back to the center. And now Griffin is looking really tired. She attacks with strikes. Bergman lands 2 left hands in the exchange, and a 1-2 from Griffin fails to land. The 2 fighters engage once again, and there's a quick exchange of strikes, but nobody manages to land anything significant. Griffin tries to land a hand, but it gets absorbed on her opponent's gloves, and now misses with the right hand. An exchange of strikes happens right in the center of the cage, but neither fighter lands anything good, and the end of the round is coming quick. There's under a minute left. Both fighters step in and strike. Griffin scores with a jab, but a left hook is blocked. Bergman hits a left jab, but doesn't get a leg kick, and both fighters come together and strike. Griffin misses a left hook and leaves herself open to be countered with a jab, and a right hook that is avoided at last second. The 2 fighters engage. Griffin misses a big left hand, putting her off balance and allowing Bergman to attack with a right hand, and time expires in round 3, and that's the end of the fight. I have to say that was a 10-9 favorite for Bergman, but let's see how the judges score it. Reginald Woodhouse gives a score of 29-28 in favor of Bergman. Edward Wild gives a 29-28 in favor of Griffin. Oh boy, who's going to win this one? And Milhouse Twain scores the contest as 30-27 in favor of Bergman, and the winner by split decision is the unpredictable Phoebe Bergman, but barely. Being rated as average. Phoebe Bergman name checks all her sponsors and thanks all her fans who turned out to support her. She's asked who she likes to face next, and she replies that she has a lot of respect and skills for Natasha Mello. She thinks that she'd be a great fight. Phoebe Bergman did great in this interview. So that's our 3rd challenge of the night. Next up, though, we got the Arizona Strangler himself, Hunter Scribbins, going up against Frederico Vergara in the Fight Club middleweight division. Hunter, 26 years old, stands at 5'10", weighed in at 185 pounds from Tucson, Arizona. A pro record of 8-0. Wrestling background, he's considered to be the favorite in this matchup as he takes on Frederico Vergara, who's 24 years old, stands at 6'2". Believe that's a good 6-inch reach above his opponent, if I'm correct. I'm not entirely sure, though. Weighed in at 185 pounds from Mexico City, Mexico. Also a pro record of 8-0, so someone's suffering their first loss tonight. And he has a mixed martial arts background. Referee will be Kyle Crisp, and our judges are Milhouse Twain, Christina Shaw, and Gregory C. James. The fight begins. The fighters touch gloves. Vergara steps in, looking to strike, avoids a jab and is able to move into the pocket, lands a jab, and he catches Scribbins with a left hook to the body. Vergara confidently moves in, looking to throw some strikes, hits 2 right jabs, and then hits Scribbins with the beauty of a straight left. Scribbins lands a pair of tentative jabs. Vergara can't connect with his setup strikes, but then catches Scribbins with a left hook to the body. Scribbins comes in, looking for a takedown. The takedown is successful. It's a single leg that leads Vergara pulling guard. Vergara is controlled against the ground, unable to shift Scribbins off him. Scribbins attempts to pass guard and gain a better position. He passes the guard, but can't secure side control as Vergara starts scrambling for position. The scramble results in Scribbins being on his back and pulling half guard. Vergara fires away with punches, but Scribbins deals with them very well. Scribbins tries to move in from half guard to full guard, but Vergara doesn't allow it. Vergara pounds away, but is unable to inflict much damage on Scribbins. Blocks an attempted move from half guard to full guard. Vergara throws a few weak-looking punches, and he... What the hell was that? I skipped it. As he decides on his next moves. Scribbins tries to get full guard on Vergara, but doesn't get anywhere. In half guard, Vergara throws a couple of punches designed to keep Scribbins guessing. Scribbins tries to transition to full guard, but can't manage it. Vergara fires away with left hands, but Scribbins doesn't take much damage. And time runs out in round 1. And I have to say that round went 10-9 in favor of Vergara. Here we are, ready for round 2. Scribbins may have been aiming to getting close, but Vergara aggressively took the initiative, and now throws a 2-punch combo, but Scribbins avoids both. It looked like we were about to see Scribbins trying and get some grappling started, but Vergara, once again, more aggressive and took the initiative. He can't connect with that jab, though, but he does hit with a nice left hook to the ribs. Lands 2 jabs and hits Scribbins with a left to the side of the ribs now. Scribbins warily circles, looking for an opening he needs to initiate some grappling. Vergara finds a home for his jab, but then lands a left hand. Did it say can't find a home? Fails to find a home for his jab, but then lands a hand. Okay. Vergara connects with 2 right jabs, but finds nothing but air with a big left. Scribbins may have been setting up to shoot, but Vergara aggressively took the initiative. Fails to find a home for his jab there, but then catches Scribbins with a crunching left hook. And now Vergara is starting to slow down a touch, perhaps conserving a little energy. Lands a right hook and then catches Scribbins with a left hook. Scribbins looked like he was going to step in and grapple, but Vergara simply took initiative. Lands a right hand and then hits Scribbins with a straight left. We go past the halfway point of this round. Vergara connects with a nice jab and he hits Scribbins with a left to the side of the ribs. Vergara throws a hook to the body, but Scribbins steps back to avoid it. And now Scribbins takes the chance and grabs Vergara into the clinch. With control of the clinch, Scribbins tries to complete a takedown, and the takedown is successful. He gets side control too. Scribbins fires off a few punches, but they aren't thrown with any great force. Vergara tries to pull guard on Scribbins, but doesn't get anywhere with the attempt. Now Scribbins attempts to mount. Vergara was ready for it though and starts scrambling immediately, and the scramble seems Vergara up first, only to be grabbed and wrestled up against the cage almost immediately. Scribbins tries to keep him up against the cage, but Vergara works enough space that he can slip out and away back to the center. Vergara confidently comes in closer. Scribbins had looked like he was angling in for a takedown attempt, but couldn't take the initiative. Vergara lands with a right jab and then hits Scribbins with a straight left. And time expires as we come to the end of round 2. And I'm going to say Vergara took that round, 10-9 on my scorecard there. And Scribbins is in deep trouble with only one round remaining. I think he needs a finish or he's going to lose this fight. Here we go. The last round. Vergara can't connect with the jab, but then scores with a left cross that landed hard. And now lands a right hand and then scores with the left to the body. Moves in on Scribbins, preparing to throw. Vergara hits a right jab and then hits a crunching straight left to the jaw. He's down! Scribbins falls to the floor. Vergara senses victory and he starts to unload with punches. Vergara starts to unload with massive lefts, and Scribbins is getting pasted. And referee Kyle Cripps jumps in and saves Scribbins from taking any more shots. And the winner by TKO, going 9-0 and bringing down the Arizona Strangler to 8-1, is Frederico Vergara. Fight being rated as good. Frederico Vergara thanks all his sponsors and his fans and then celebrates winning his debut fight for Fight Club. And it is now time for the main event. Stan the Man Blackheath takes on Tay Burnett in the Fight Club heavyweight division. Whoever wins this fight will meet Sly Bully Boy Twinge for the heavyweight championship. Stan the Man is 41 years old, stands at 6'1", weighed in at 228 pounds, from Albuquerque, New Mexico. A pro record of 24-11, with a brawling background. He's considered the underdog in this matchup, as he takes on Tay Burnett, who's 25 years old, stands at 6'2", weighed in at 226 pounds, from Independence, Missouri. A pro record of 9-0, also with a wrestling background. He's considered the heavy favorite in this matchup. Our referee is Harry A. Bierce. Judges are Edward Wild, Milhouse Twain, and Christina Shaw. And there's the opening bell. Blackheath connects with a nice jab and then scores with a right cross. And it looked like we were about to see Burnett try to get some grappling started, but Blackheath was more aggressive and took the initiative. Blackheath connects with a jab, but his big right hand follow-up misses. Burnett may have been setting up to shoot, but Blackheath aggressively took the initiative there. And can't hit a setup jab, but then hits Burnett with a straight right. A jab from Blackheath, but Burnett evades a big right punch. Blackheath moves in closer, ready to attack. Lands a left hand and then lands a right hand. Burnett appears to have suffered a gash under his eye. And Burnett aggressively comes forward, willing to risk getting hit so that he can grapple. Blackheath can't hit a setup left jab, but then lands a right hand, Without taking too much damage, Burnett is able to clinch with Blackheath. Burnett is controlling the grapple. Blackheath tries to scoop him up for a slam. Burnett has him, slams him down, and Blackheath gets half guard. Burnett throws a few strikes, but they are without venom. Attempts to pass half guard and gain a better position. He does so excellently, getting into side control. We have 1 minute of the round remaining. Burnett attempts a Kimura. Blackheath from side control. Blackheath defends himself well, though, and is in no danger. Burnett fires away with punches, but only a few actually find their way through. And time expires as we come to the end of round 1. That was a close round, but I'd honestly have to say it was 10-9 in favor of Burnett. And the cut man goes to work between rounds, trying to patch up that cut underneath the eye of Burnett there. As the bell rings and round number 2 begins, Burnett aggressively comes forward, willing to risk getting hit so they can grapple. Blackheath lands a left jab, but finds nothing but air with a big right. Without taking too much damage, Burnett once again able to clinch with Blackheath, catches Blackheath with a knee strike to the body from the grapple. Burnett now trying to push Blackheath so that his back is up against the cage, manages it and controls Blackheath up against the cage. It isn't a pretty tactic, But Burnett is wearing Blackheath down, trying to keep him trapped up against the cage and forcing him to carry a lot of weight. Burnett and Blackheath remain up against the cage for the next minute, doing little other than throwing occasional short punches. Burnett uses underhooks to gain solid control, and he's looking for a takedown. Blackheath cannot stop being lifted up and blasted with a Greco-Roman slam. He can only pull half guard. Burnett tries to get his leg free from the half guard. He does so excellently, gaining the side control. Burnett throws a few right hands, but is mainly trying to catch his breath, and now counters an attempt by Blackheath to sweep him by taking his back. Blackheath is in huge trouble now as Burnett successfully gets both hooks in. Burnett, with both hooks fully applied in, he tries to get the rear naked choke applied, flattens Blackheath out with a rear naked choke in deep, and he forces him to tap out. Tay Burnett takes the win by submission. And the official result, Tay Burnett defeats stand-the-man Blackheath by submission with rear naked choke in 4 minutes, 38 seconds of round 2, fight being rated as great. And that is awesome that our main event got rated as great. Especially considering that, it wasn't really supposed to be a main event. Tay Burnett thanks all his sponsors and all his fans, and he is very happy to cap his first Fight Club debut off with a win. So he goes 10-0. I think our heavyweight title bout is going to be a battle between two people who are undefeated. It's also awesome that the two heavyweights got both the great matches. So that's badass. That makes me happy. Did we? Oh, I think, yeah, we decreased. Oh, shit. So we went down, probably because we didn't have a good main eventer. Well, fight of the night's going to go to Tay. That's the recommended. Knockout definitely going to go to Sly, and submission going to go to Tay. I agree with all these. So, yeah. Let's close this out. And, yeah. We still made money, did we? That's what I'm wondering, if we still made money. I don't mind the popularity decrease, because I'm sure we can, build that up over time. That won't take too much time, I think. Especially once we start hiring some main event talent. But right now, I'm just kind of letting the main companies throw out their contracts and then go from there. So, let's see. Edward Polson eyes improvement. Catching him in a reflective move following his loss to Chip Warburton by unanimous decision, he blamed his loss on stamina issues, saying that he tried too quickly and that was the root of his defeat. He also vowed to work harder on the problem during training. Good for him, man. Good for him. So what I am going to do, I am going to simulate to the end of the month real quick so we can see if we made a profit. No, skipped all these. I don't care about these. See if we made a profit, and then I will end off the video, probably do some things off screen, and then I'll catch back up to you guys in a couple days here with like another episode or something. Let me know what you guys are thinking though about the series so far. Kind of a little bit of a test or a taste of what's to come with both episodes being uploaded today. The one episode, of course, being more of the behind the scenes look, whereas this episode was the actual show. I am curious to see how long it went though, because like I said, these shows can they can take a little while. It definitely. What is this? I don't want to watch this. Is it showing me this match because of the fact that I most likely shortlisted him? Well, let's just skip to the end. Official results: Specialist Darren Southall defeats the Coyote Kid, being rated as good. Well, Darren Southall's leaving, isn't he? So, oh look, Darren Southall thanks all his sponsors. He says that he's very happy to have won his Gamma debut. Oh wait, that's why we did it, because Darren Southall was on our short list. Well, at least he won his Gamma debut. At least he didn't, show up, lose, look like a fool with his pants on the ground. You know how it goes. I'm almost certain I left my phone out in the kitchen because I was gonna see how long I've been recording. But yeah, I don't have my phone on me, so I can't tell as of right now. So we'll just see when the video's over. But it's going to be a little weird, and I'm thinking the main reason we lost popularity is because we didn't have a legit main event matchup. Hopefully now that Sly and what's his name have had a match there, that they can be main eventers. That's my hope. But we still may need to hire out some main event talents, which if that's the case, then you know what your homeboy's going to be doing off screen here. I might do that actually in the next episode. On screen, hire out some main event talents and book the next show. The only thing is I have to wait for those main event talents to show up, so probably not going to have a show in March. Next show will probably be in April. That's the one downside I don't like, is how to do the shows. Like, the shows just seem to take way too long to not only book, but then to get to. It's like, unlike, TEW, where I can do a show every week, I can't do a show every week here, even if I wanted to. Which, in a way, it makes sense. It takes into account, the whole, stamina issues and all that stuff. So, yeah. But you know what? I've been rambling on long enough. I think in the next video, I'll show you guys if we made any profit or if we made, if we lost any money. This has taken a little bit longer than I had expected it to. I didn't think it would take this long for a couple of days. But with that being said, my name's been OMG, WTF, LOL to WBRB. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. Oh, and look at that. Never mind. We have the thing. So while we end it off, let's go ahead and look to see if we made a profit. I don't think we did. Oh no, we did. Awesome. We actually made a $5,000 profit. So that's pretty cool if you ask me. And as per our short, I don't care about this. I got to take him off the short list. So before we end this off, I am going to do a quick look at the rankings real quick and see where it shows everybody. So to my surprise, Collins Lund is number 2. Oh, we did just hire this guy. He probably wasn't around. Potentially main eventing, so that's good. He's a potential main eventer right now. And he's still just likely usage on the main card. So we don't have a main event thing yet. But with that being said, like I said, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know what you're thinking of the series down below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.